two because then it just makes it easier to blend out. And then under the two is when you fade down, you know. So I usually right underneath the occipital bone, and I'll show you that in a second. Sorry if I'm in the way, guys. I'm blind.
And you go straight up from there.
Yeah, I'm going, but not straight up like this. I'm using my angles.
Yep.
And I mean when I mean angle, I mean this right here.
Yep.
Angle. Okay, so you want to go this way and then this way. Okay, not up because then you're messing up your angles.
Okay.
Of the fade. Okay.
I have no idea what I look like right now.
It's really good.
Okay.
Look at you.
Sometimes you have to do the lineup for the imperfections to actually come out. Okay. So what I mean by that, let's just line this beard up for 1 second. The beard, you want to go angled down with the beard. You want to. The beard needs to be angled with the ear. Okay. So.
You never do shimmer of a comb on the beard?
No.
On the sides?
No, unless they're really long. Unless if they got, long beards, but
With a thick one?
other than that, yeah. I like to use these. It's just more, it's a lot sharper. And then underneath that, I don't completely get it because then I hit it with a straight razor at the end, and then it just makes it crisp. Okay. Now, when I made the imperfections, I'm gonna do this beard. You want to say high like mine, okay? So there's 2 points where you should start the beard. And I'll show you that, right? Okay, so you can either start right at the end of his lip or at the bottom of his lip, okay? Any further down, it'll start being like a chin strap and stuff like that.
Trying to share just a little.
Sure,
and
yeah.
say that again.
Okay, so when you do the beard, you either want to start right here, okay, right there, or underneath the lip, okay? So and then that'll give you a guideline too, to go off by. So again, above the lip or underneath the bottom lip is where you'll start, okay? Now this is how I just kind of curve it. You want to curve it in. You want to make a C. And again, using your corners of the blade. Boom. Now you start seeing the imperfections. Does that happen to you? Sometimes you have to line up the individual to see the imperfections. Like the taper, especially the taper. And now I know. Now I'm seeing my imperfections. Now I can go. You see, a little heavy around this area. So I just kind of flip over comb. Put my favorite to the shoe. Oh, and with with the back right here, we'll start doing the taper, okay? Because I'm gonna drop fade it, so it's not really that important on the side. But yeah, lining up the back. You don't want to go in too deep. What Darren was doing for a while, he was bringing this in way too deep. Okay, so yeah, it looked crisp, but as it grows back out, it grows back out with a vengeance. You know, the guy has to come back every like 3 days to get a lineup. The more natural you leave it, the better it looks.
You want to make a nice, crisp, straight line, but you don't want to take that much out of the hairline.
Right.
It's the same concept with up here. When you're trying to match it up with the brow, but sometimes people's hairline is just way back over here. Just make it a nice, crisp, straight line. And adjusting your trimmers is so important. I have never seen a set of trimmers come out of the box, no matter what manufacturer, that cut sharp enough for me, ever.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You have
That's
to
why we
adjust
always
it.
adjust it. Because some people, like a lot of my black clients can't do the straight razor. So we need my clippers to be sharp enough so they don't need to use a straight razor. You know, because they don't break out with this. They just with you hit it with a straight razor. So that's it.
So does Ron sharpen your blades? Does Ron sharpen your blades every 6 weeks?
No, we have a guy from New Hampshire that comes up every 6 weeks. Honestly, I could do it every 3 weeks. My clippers, my shears get dull so fast. That's why you have to invest in your shears. The shears are so important. Yeah, they're expensive, but I spend more money sharpening my shears. I should just invest on $1,000 shears, you know, for $1,000. All right, so now I'm gonna show you the taper in the back, okay? I usually line them up first. I line them up first so I can see the taper, the size, and I'll show you what I mean by that. When you taper, you want it to look very dramatic. You want it to tapering is best so you don't see the perimeter. Okay, so I usually ask my clients, you have a preference shape on the back? Do you like it square, rounded, or tapered? Most of the time they say square, and I say, why? Have you ever tried a taper? Most of the time they say no. So I'm like, all right, let's do the taper. If you don't like it, we won't do it next time, okay? So 9 out of 10, they always come back and do the taper after. So line that up. Okay. Now, again, open. Always start open. Yeah, this is a 2. Now this is a Speedo guard. This is the Speedo guard. Now the Speedo guards get closer than the actual 2, okay? So this 2 is just a little bit longer than this 2. Okay, now this one compared to this one guard compared to this one, this cuts a little bit shorter than this one. So this 1/8 of an inch that is left on the head, this is just a tiny bit closer, okay? So usually when I can't hit it with the 1 and nothing else is working, I'll usually turn to these because these are just get a little closer. You're gonna have times where it's like, I've tried all my steps, nothing is working. Those little guards, those little tricks really work. Okay, so again, 2 open, right underneath the occipital, okay? And I'm gonna keep my angle. I'm gonna keep my angle, and when I mean angle, it's gonna be like a triangle angle. Now 3 open. Now with the taper in the back, that's what I like to do. I like to keep fading. If this was, I usually will cut the size first, and I'll use like a 4. So then a 4, then 3, 2, just so the sides are cut. This is a 3 open, and I'm gonna flick it out. This is the beginning of his occipital bone, so I'm going to just finish right to the occipital bone,
We did a demo of that last night.
and then close it up. Okay. Now, open up. Keep my guideline. Keep my shape. My angle to the cut. Fade. So I started open. Okay. Now underneath that, I usually favor one side. If I'm a righty, I usually favor my right, which I start high and then I always go low. I always do that. So the mirror is just prime, obviously, So I don't know, what does that look to you guys? Is that kind of straight? Clear? Okay, so you just want to keep it as symmetrical as possible, because you'll notice if you don't correct that, you don't correct it right then, as you're fading up, one is going to be darker than the other. Okay, so darker by this fade is going to be higher and this fade is going to be lower. So you just try to really make your guideline as perfect as you can. And then now underneath that's open. Now I'm gonna close it and work up. I'm gonna close it and work up to my guideline. Okay? Because now you're removing and then you're getting tighter to the taper. Now the taper is getting tighter. I usually like to start my face like that. Do my first initial guideline and then fade that down. If they want a bald fade, then I will do like I did with Darren. I start my guideline and then fade down and then hit it with the buzzers, with the foils, and then I'll start fading up. Just makes it easier so you follow your guidelines.
You can go back one more section. One more section.
Okay. Now, one open. Follow my angle to my cut. You guys do taper a lot? You guys do tapers at all? Yeah? I love it. What do you guys just literally taper the bottom? Because I've seen a lot of tapers, they just literally just like slightly taper the bottom line so it just disappears. Or this is a more pronounced taper. Now that was the one open. Now I'm gonna go again half open and work down, or work just remove that line right here and blend into my one. Always start open. And his hair pattern that goes that way, this way, that way, this way, that way. You just have to. I thought I brought an easy guy here. No, his bald fade, the bald fade is actually pretty easy to do on him. It's just it blends in so nicely. The taper area right here is a pain in the butt because it just grows so many different ways. Especially on guys, they have like down here they have these swirls. You just have to if you shave them, you just have to make sure you go with the grain because you don't get you can cut them. Yeah, they get razor rash. Okay, so So that was open. Now I'm gonna close it up halfway and work down.